Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Week 5 for Team Take'em. I'm your host, Jason P. Billy B and Sean P will be along in just a few minutes. First up, let's recap last week. Then I have something I'd like to address, and I'm sure you all know what that is. Last week, Billy B went 1-3, and to no one's surprise, both Sean P and myself went 2-2. That leads right into what I'd like to address this week before we get into the picks. Last week, as you know, Sean P had a separate video posted on our YouTube page. The reason for this is because he missed our production deadline. In his video last week, he claimed that he only missed the deadline by a few minutes, and that his video was ready. What he failed to mention is that I had extended the deadline for him several times. First, he told me the video would be ready by 6, then he said 7, then 8. By 9 o'clock, I could wait no longer for this video. Told Sean about this, and he was perfectly okay with posting his own video when he had completed it. As the former editor for Team Take'em, he knew what to do to keep the video in line with the quality I've produced for the last year or so, and I trusted he could handle it, and he did. Sean finally got around to posting his video a full day later, and clearly it wasn't what he had shot the night before. Not only that, but he chose to make some outlandish allegations about me. The most outrageous being that I supposedly stole his picks and claimed them as my own. I can assure everyone watching that I did no such thing, just as I can assure you that each and every week I do full and complete research on every single game and then present to you the 4 picks I feel are the best. Sean P knows this to be true and knew I would be doing everything I could to rebound from my very first 0-4 week, really honing in on the best chances for victory for myself as well as you the viewers. By reshooting his video the next day, he had the ability to see my picks and copy them for his own while concocting this ridiculous smear campaign. He also thought he'd be cute and near the end of his video switch his stated lock of the week from the Colts that Billy and I had picked. If you stayed tuned after his initial 4 picks, you would have seen this.
I have changed Pittsburgh to my lock of the week as I feel slightly better about them than I do the Colts this week. So if you stuck around, you got rewarded and learned that Pittsburgh is the lock of the week not this week for me, not the Colts as my Team Take'em brethren.
Sean made the switch of his lock of the week to the Steelers, a poor choice by him as he had just gotten finished bragging about going 3-0 in his picks for lock of the week. In going with the Steelers over the Colts, instead of going 4-0 in his lock of the week picks, he is now 3-1, just like his beloved Eagles. Other than that, Sean also decided to try and mimic my setup here by trying to dress like me while adding his own hipster flair to it, putting his rather unimpressive DVD collection behind him and running the video behind him on his tiny computer screen. To that I say, imitation may be the sincerest form of flattery, and I am flattered that he would attempt to recreate what I have already mastered. But like most Hollywood remakes, these days Sean P couldn't hold a candle to the original. Now that our seemingly weekly drama is out of the way, let's get to the first picks for Week 5. My first pick is the Indianapolis Colts -3.5 over the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 0-3-1 against the spread following an against the spread win. The Colts are 6-0 against the spread following a straight-up win of 14 or more points. Head-to-head against the spread, the safe money is on the Colts. In their last 10 meetings, the Colts are 8-2 both against the spread and straight up. Colts -3.5. Take 'em. Sean P., your first pick.
Hello everyone, Sean P here. And before I get into this week's picks, I would of course like to add to what I am sure Jason P has already said in his opening. We did have a chance to text during the weekend and iron out some of the issues we have had here. And I'm sure as you can see, the video is back to normal with all 3 of us together yet again. Moving forward, I did promise Jason P that I would up the quality of my videos, and I do intend to keep that promise. So moving along, I went 2-2 last week, but the good news is that this week is shaping up to be one of the better ones of the season. I like a bunch of lines this week and had to really struggle to narrow it down to just 4 games, which means lots of good parlays released on the website teamtakeem.com this week for you guys. Alright, my first pick this week starts on Monday Night Football, as the Seattle Seahawks are -7.5 to the Kirk Cousins-led Washington Redskins. Russell Wilson is playing at a much higher level than Kirk Cousins right now. Seattle plays mistake-free football much better than the Redskins, and Seattle is riding the momentum of a huge win against the Denver Broncos, while the Redskins are coming off 2 straight losses where Kirk Cousins has struggled to play good football. Seattle -7.5 is the pick here. Take 'em.
What's up, guys? Billy B back with you for week number 5. Week number 4, I went 1-3, which is not very good. I did hit my lock of the week, so that's always a plus. Before I get to my week 5 picks, I just want to let you guys know I'm actually going to Denver tomorrow for my very first home Broncos game on Sunday versus the Cardinals. So on my Twitter, I'm going to be posting some pictures and stuff like that of the trip and of the game. I'll also be taking videos at the game just to maybe put up in the video for the week 6. So if you're interested, that's what's going to happen. And my first pick I'm going to give you for week number 5 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints over 48, my first over-under of the year. The Saints play much better at home. I believe they'll be able to score at least 30-some points in this game. The Buccaneers have some confidence after beating the Steelers at a last-second touchdown pass. So I think they're going to put up some points as well. Saints defense isn't playing very well right now. So I think the Saints, going to put up like 34 points, and the Buccaneers can put up like 21 to 28, something around there. So I like the over of this game. So Bucs Saints over 48, take them.
My second pick is the Atlanta Falcons plus 4.5 over the New York Giants. The Falcons are looking to bounce back after a loss to the Vikings. The Giants seemingly remembered how to play football. But the trends don't lie. After a straight-up loss, the Falcons are 4-1 against the spread, while following a straight-up win, the Giants are 4-1 against the spread. Head-to-head, when the Falcons come to New Jersey to take on the Giants, they are 5-1 against the spread, and over their last 10 meetings, the road team is 8-2 against the spread. I gotta go with the Falcons, and the 4.5 they're getting. Take them. Sean P., your next pick.
My second pick for the week will be the San Diego Chargers, who are laying 6.5 to the New York Jets. Geno Smith has struggled all season long and is now cursing the fans out. Perhaps the pressure of Michael Vick on the sideline is proving too much for him, or maybe he just isn't a very good quarterback. Whatever the case, we have Rivers versus Smith as the QB battle, and it's pretty clear that is a one-sided affair in favor of Rivers. We also have the Chargers coming off 3 straight victories, including one against the Seattle Seahawks 2 weeks ago, while the New York Jets are coming off 3 straight losses. Let's ride with San Diego minus 6.5. Take them.
My second pick I'm going to give you is the Cleveland Browns plus 1.5 versus the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Browns' defense is very good. They've been playing really well this year. They've been playing pretty good with Brian Hoyer. Andrew Hawkins has been playing great. Ben Tate should be coming back this week, so that'll help their run game. The Titans probably going to have to play Charlie Whitehurst again, and I don't think he'll be able to get it done versus this Browns defense and their good secondary that they have. So I like the Browns plus 1.5. Take them.
My third pick is the Philadelphia Eagles minus 7 over the St. Louis Rams. Last week was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad game for Chip Kelly's offense. This week, the offense is getting back Lane Johnson fresh off his 4-game suspension for using performance-enhancing drugs. The good old days when performance-enhancing drugs was the worst thing a player would be suspended for. Look for the Eagles to bounce back at home against the Rams. Looking at the trends, head-to-head, the Eagles are 8-1-1 against the spread, and the Rams are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 trips here to Philly. Go with the Eagles, minus 7, take them. Sean P., over to you.
My third pick for this week is going to be the Dallas Cowboys minus 4.5 over the Houston Texans. Now, both teams are 3-1, but if you look closer, Dallas has had a much tougher road to 3-1 than Houston did. Dallas is also 2-0 at home, while Houston is 1-1 on the road. Dallas has won 2 of the last 3 head-to-head matchups against the spread, which is the only ones they have played. And the biggest reason I like the Cowboys this week is their ability to run the football and the Texans' inability to stop the run. DeMarco Murray should continue his dominance this week. Dallas will control the clock and take the victory. Dallas minus 4.5, take them. And on a side note, I discussed fantasy with Billy B earlier in the year, before the season, and I told him I ranked Murray as my 4th best running back. He laughed at me and told me Murray sucked. That is all on that matter.
My next pick I'm going to give you is another over-under, the Falcons-Giants over 50. The Falcons just gave up a ton of points to the rookie quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, and the Vikings. The Giants are pretty hot right now with Eli Manning and that tight end Donald. I think they're going to be able to put up some points. Falcons have a great offense, Matt Ryan, Roddy White, Julio Jones. I think they're going to be able to put some points up in this game. So I like the over Falcons-Giants 50. Take them.
My lock of the week is the Chicago Bears plus 2.5 over the Carolina Panthers. Both teams got beat up last week, the Bears by the Packers and the Panthers by the Ravens. Both teams are 2-2 on the season. The Bears' 2 victories came on the road back-to-back against the 49ers and the Jets. The Panthers look good out of the gate, but 2 straight losses have shown their defense ripped to shreds, and Cam Newton completing just 14 of 25 passes for 197 yards and a touchdown against the Jets. In their last 2 games, the Panthers have only scored a total of 29 points and have been outscored by an average of 23 points, while in the Bears' 2 losses, they scored a total of 37 points and were only outscored by an average of 12 points. Looking at the trends head-to-head, the road team is 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings, and the underdog is 5-0-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. For all that, I gotta go with the Bears, plus 2.5, lock of the week, take 'em. Sean P., your lock of the week.
My lock of the week pick for this week is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are -7 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big Ben versus Bortles. Pittsburgh offense should have their way both on the ground and through the air. Pittsburgh has covered 2 of the last 3 head-to-head matchups against the spread. Pittsburgh is the pick, -7, lock of the week, take 'em. Well, that's going to do it for me. Check back on teamtake'em.com around Saturday for my 1K challenge picks, and maybe a few bonus against the spread picks, since I did pick all the games this week and research all the games. Till next week, I'm Sean P., signing off. And remember, when life hands you lemons, take 'em.
All right, and for my lock of the week, I'm going to give you the Pittsburgh Steelers -7 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Steelers were embarrassed by the Bucs last week. They had a chance to ice the game in the final minutes of the game. They just get 1 first down, and they couldn't. Antonio Brown has come out and said they lost to the worst team in the league, and they're embarrassed. So I think they're going to come out, play hard. I think they're just going to destroy the Jaguars. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a good track record against rookie quarterbacks. Blake Bortles is going to be starting again. So I think the Steelers are going to win this one big. So my lock of the week, Pittsburgh Steelers -7. Take them.
That'll do it for us this week, so remember to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and be sure to visit teamtake'em.com for even more picks and insight. For Billy B and Sean P., I'm Jason P., and we will see you next week.